Alex Erickson, good ball security guy. I mean, kind of surprising those guys, I guess.
It was. But we got to do a better job taking care of the football, and we got to do a better job getting the ball out when they got it on offense.
Coach, the fumbles are obviously the story of the game, but you also been outscored 62-10 second half since week 10. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, we had a holding call on our first drive on offense, holding call that put us in a 3rd and long, dropped pass on the second drive, that would have given us an easy first down and given us some momentum. And so those first 2 drives right out I think those were only 2 that we had in the 3rd quarter. The 4th quarter, we got down there and had a turnover on downs, on our 3rd possession the second half. So just extremely disappointing.
Coach, you went with on the next series. You went with after the first series. You went with or on the 3rd series. You went with Fred at left tackle and Samaje. What was your reason there to to go with Fred instead of Akeem? Was it because of what happened on the fumble?
He was just struggling. We just felt like Fred gave us a chance there.
Coach, how much were you planning on rotating running backs today before the game, and how much was that a product of what happened?
No, we were planning on rotating the running backs before the game, so that wasn't necessarily a product. Obviously, like you said, Gio is very, very great with his ball security over the course of his career, but our plan was to rotate all 3 of those backs.
You made changes during the game at running back, offensive tackle, cornerback. Was there a specific reason that today maybe you were making some more personnel changes than a usual game?
No, no reason.
Coach, you deactivate Michael Jordan and deactivate Bullock today. Was it just to give them an opportunity to step back and reboot a little bit?
Yeah, for Mike, it certainly was, and so we made Mike an inactive, and then for Randy, we need to make some of those kicks. So we're going to take a look at Austin.
Are you getting impatient, Zach? It seems as if you're just getting tired of seeing what you're seeing, and maybe that's the reason for some of the moves.
It's just when you lose, it's frustrating, and it's hard to get rid of this feeling that we feel, at the end of every week right now. It's frustrating because we feel good about the position we're about to put ourselves in, and then it's a myriad of reasons that are why we lose, and ultimately it 100% falls on me, 100%. And it's just frustrating. It's really frustrating. A lot of effort goes into this. Guys pulling together. It's still a very close team. I think you can see that as you see them out there playing. We just haven't made the plays that put us in a position to win the game, and it makes you sick to start the way that we started today. As good as you feel walking out of that locker room at pregame, you're sick to your stomach when you start with 3 straight fumbles to start the game. It's just it's a very difficult way to play football.
3rd quarter, Zach, has been a problem area. The last 5 games, I think it's like 36-0. I think have been outscored in the 3rd quarter. Is it just is it like a myriad of things there as well? I guess if you could put your finger on it, would have been changed. But what do you think? What are some of the things do you think is the reason?
Everything, penalties, drops. It's hard to watch. That's hard to take in.
Zach, did you talk to Brandon about the 4th down throw that looked like it was way thrown away? What happened on that? Did you get an explanation from him on what he was trying to do there?
He came out after that play, so I did not speak to him about that. But we'll watch in film and we'll review that.
Was there any thought about pulling Brandon during that drive? He clearly was limping.
He kept giving me the indication that he could go. He's a tough guy, and he was making plays for us. And it's hard to know exactly the extent of the injury when he's out there, when you don't get a chance to talk to him. And he's a tough guy, and you could tell that he wanted to push through it.
Was it a foot or an ankle, or is there any idea what the injury is at this point? Or?
It appeared to be his knee.
His knee, okay.
Zach, there have been a lot of games where it seems like y'all have played well enough to win, even without Burrow, and yet just have not been able to. I think y'all had him in total yards a day, had only gave up 1 offensive touchdown until the end. I mean, how does that – what is the feeling like? Is there a feeling aside from frustration when you have all that happen?
No, I think frustration is just the biggest word I can come up with right now is that's the bottom line. You can't make excuses right now. We're not winning football games. It's frustrating. We're all frustrated. Got a lot of good guys that we believe in that are all pulling together, doing everything we can to get these wins, and it just has not worked out for us. And that just leads to frustration because these guys deserve, these players and coaches deserve to do it, but you got to earn it. You got to find a way to do it, and we have not done that.
2 more minutes with Coach.
Coach, on the 2nd and 17 on the first series of the second half, you seemed particularly frustrated. What happened there? Do you remember?
Remember the play before?
I think you took a timeout.
Oh yeah, just our urgency to the ball. We were about to take a delay game, and just our communication, our urgency was poor, and we had to take a time. Yeah, that's going to piss me off.
Zach, you've been really optimistic throughout your entire time, even as y'all have lost. I mean, how difficult is that to remain that way? Because it seems like that's kind of who you are as a person. I mean, after so many defeats, I mean, how do you maintain kind of that feeling of optimism about whatever it is you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I've still got it, and we've all still got it. We'll watch this tape, and you'll take the turnovers off the board, which you can't do. They happened, and you got to play off of them, and you got to find a way to come back and win. It's just tough when you play a game and you feel really good about a lot of the things that you did, but the ball hit the ground 3 times and they got 10 points right off of it. And so that's it. That's on the tape. That's what we did, and we weren't good enough to win today. And that's frustrating.
Zach, you've mentioned frustrating a lot. Just when you look at your record on paper as a head coach, do you start to worry about job security when you get near the end of a season?
No, I just want to win a football game. That's it. And I love going to work with these guys every day. And that's all that matters to me is how do we get ready in 7 days to go win a game? That is 100% our focus. Don't worry about anything else. This is too important for us. We want to win so badly, and we're just going to continue to work and find ways to create those wins.
One last question.
How do you get it to translate from the practice field to the game field? Because, during the course of the week, it seems like have good weeks of practices. It just doesn't translate on game day. I mean, what's the secret sauce there, do you think?
I think this number one secret is win the turnover battle for once, and in a lot of these games that have been closer against a lot of these teams, we feel like, hey, it's going to be a game that comes down to the very end. Oftentimes the bottom line is who won the turnover battle. And we have done a very poor job at that.
Coach, we'll let you go. Thanks for your time.
Thank you all. Yep.
Josh, thanks for joining us.
How y'all doing?
All right, Dave Lapham, get us started.
Josh, obviously tough to win football games when you're in self-destruction mode like we're in that football game at three fumbles in the first 15 minutes and 10 seconds. That makes it real tough, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tough, to have the turnovers. Obviously, one led to a touchdown, and that happens in the game. But at the end of the day, we still had opportunities, even though those things did happen. But obviously, in this game, it's about turnovers, and a team who obviously turns the ball over less, or a team that create more turnovers usually in this league usually ends up winning the game. And they did a good job today with turning the ball over and won the game today.
How do you feel like defensively the level of play was? Turnovers obviously put you in bad field position. You had to defend short fields, in some cases limited to a field goal opportunity. How do you think the defense responded overall? I
think we responded really well, especially in some of those sudden change situations. We just, regardless of where the ball is placed on the field, that's not, we have nothing to do with that part. All we have to do is show up whenever our name is called and just go out there and get a stop, make plays. And obviously, especially in the short field, which is big, is not letting them score a touchdown. 3 points or turnover, 3 and out, whatever the case may be, just don't let them get a 6. And I think in response to the sudden change, I think we did really well. And defensively, I'm not sure if they scored on the sudden change. Don't hold me to it or not. But for sure, the 3 points, I remember, at least I know that much. If they did, then yeah. But we responded really well on defense.
Josh, how tough is it for the defense when, the offense fails to convert drives and touchdowns? They only have 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it's tough. But like I said, on defense, we can't control that part of the game. Our side, all we can control is what we're able to do. We got to go out there and get stops. We got to go out there, get turnovers. We got to create more turnovers. We have to do our job, and that's all we can worry about. We can't worry about what the other side of the ball does, and vice versa. Your offense, we can't worry about what we do, because at the end of the day, we still have a job to do. We got to go out there and stop the other team, and limit them points, and try to make turnovers, put the ball back in our offense hand.
They were struggling in the turnover department with respect to lost fumbles. They had 13 on the season coming in. That was most in the NFL. Was it disappointing you weren't able to get the ball off them at all?
Yes, very disappointing. We definitely wanted to create a turnover, especially from what they had some turnovers as well. So we definitely was trying to find a way to create a turnover, punch the ball, do something. And it just, obviously you see it didn't happen today. And we have to create turnovers and to give our offensive ball back and hopefully put points up and swing the momentum in games. And obviously that's what comes down to a lot of times this game is momentum swings and making plays. And we make that play, make that turnover, it swings the momentum back our way and stuff like that. And like we said, we didn't do that today, and they got the turnovers, and that's why they end up winning the game.
Josh, it looked like you guys held on the run there. You stopped the run pretty much. I mean, I don't think Zeke got out until maybe at the end of the game there. What did you want to do in the run game, and do you think you did it for the most part?
We just wanted to definitely stop the run so we can make them, throw it on the back end and stuff. I think up front we did such an amazing job. Yeah, he got that one play on the back end, but I mean, I'm not the back end. I'm sorry. One play up front. Towards the end of the game. That's all we really had the whole game. But we got to do better on that standpoint of it. We just didn't do that one play correctly. But we'll get that fixed. But as far as everything else, we did our job as far as making sure we hold them. I'm not sure how many yards they had rushing and whatnot, but just making sure Zeke wasn't going to take over the game for them.
Did you think you could get pressure on Andy if you controlled the run? I mean, it did. I mean, I think that seemed to be an emphasis, getting pressure on him.
Yeah, we got some pressure. We got a couple of sacks and things like that as well. We just got to be better. It just sucks because we know for a fact we're a better team than we played and put on film. And it really, you put the work in, you got great guys in the locker room. Everybody's working so hard to just win. And, it's frustrating, It's really, 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 really frustrating.
Josh, do you feel like the defense has really taken major strides over the last couple months?
Yeah, I think we are defense. I think we're making plays. We're trying to at least attack the ball. We got to get, like I said, we got to do better turnovers. But I think we're responding well, especially in the goal line. We're responding, better in the run game and stuff like that. We're doing that, but it's obviously it's not enough to win. And this game is about wins and losses. I'm pretty sure Chiefs won a Super Bowl last year. And they, guys, they had some games where defense probably didn't play as great and but you got the offense scoring points and things like that. But that gets overlooked. You know what I mean? Not saying I'm not down to no team. I'm just trying to get an example, just so I don't get misconfused. I'm just saying an example because those things, it happens in the game. If our offense was scoring points and doing things like that, then it wouldn't be all I'm talking about defense, this and that. Or if defense getting turnovers, then we talk about offense, this and it's just about, whatever it is right now. We're not winning games and we're not scoring no points. We got getting off the field on third down, and it's an accumulation of stuff, and we got to get better as overall to just come up and win. So that's what it's about these last 3 games, especially the next game, I think it's Pittsburgh.
2 more minutes with Josh.
Josh, do you ever remember being in a game before where the first 3 possessions of the game, your offense drive into a fumble? You ever remember that happening before, where 3 straight possessions to start a game ended the same way in a fumble?
Honestly, I think it happened to me one time when I was in Arizona in 2017 or 18. I can't remember. We was playing the Rams, and they had a pick 6 and a fumble and everything else. It was within the first 3 plays, it was 17-0, something like that. It was, I can't remember, but it was in Arizona. And I mean, it does. It sucks because then now on defense, we got to swing that momentum back and try to get it back. And that's what I say, even though those things happened in the game, we still had opportunities in this game. It wasn't like the game was out of reach or got out of pocket. Regardless of what happened defensively, we got to find a way to get those turnovers, get our offense back the ball, put them in great field position. All of a sudden, this game is different, swing that momentum back our way. And we didn't get enough turnovers, and Cowboys did a heck of a job and they won.
One last question. Any more for Josh?
So were you surprised they threw it on 4th and 1 at the end there?
You talking the last play they had?
Yeah, the last play. Yeah, was that surprising? Or?
At the end of the day, you got to defend every blade of grass, and they got us. And they got a conversion, and they did their job, and they got the touchdown at the end of the day. That's just it is what it is, regardless of the score. They did their job, and the game is about getting points in the end zone. They did that, and can't control that part. We just worry about we should have made a stop on the play.
All right, Josh, we'll let you go. Thanks for your time.
No, thank y'all for having me. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Brandon Allen's next. Brandon, thanks for joining us.
Yep. No problem.
All right, Dave Lapham's going to get us started. Go ahead, Lap.
Brandon, first of all, Coach Taylor said that he thought it was a knee that was bothering you, and you were obviously gimping a little bit with respect to, moving around out there. How bad was it, and how tough was it to suck it up?
Just one of those things. I think I just got hit right in the right spot, and, a lot of times you just walk it off. It gets better. And so I tried to stay out there, walk it off, and kind of just kept getting tighter and tighter instead. So, it was obviously affecting me a little bit on some of the throws. It's hard to really get any weight into the throws. And, we checked it out. I didn't want to hinder our offense if I wasn't able to perform the way I can perform.
So was that part of the situation on the 4th down play when the ball sailed on you a little bit? Was it you just couldn't transfer your weight right?
I'm not going to blame it on that, obviously. I just a poor decision, poor throw. I knew it was 4th down, trying to give TB a chance in the back of the end zone, but yeah, the ball definitely just got away from me.
Brandon, another game you guys struggled again in the second half. Why do you think this team struggles so much in the third and fourth quarters?
Yeah, I think we played pretty clean in the first half. I don't know that we had any penalties really. And then our first drive, we got a penalty, set us back, and it's tough. And then we came back and had a good drive there late and had a touchdown that got called back with another penalty. So, and my biggest thing is we're just hurting ourselves. Obviously, the 3 turnovers in the first half were killing us. But, I thought we really moved the ball well, and we have to just clean up those mistakes that we keep making that are really hurting our drives.
Brandon, that knee injury, did that occur on that scramble, or it looked like you got hit in the pocket after a throw? Is that when the knee really started to tight up?
No, it was on the scramble.
So have you ever been involved in a game at any level where offensively you're quarterbacking, your team fumbles the ball 3 straight possessions to start a game?
I'd have to think back, but I don't think so. It was tough. Obviously, I think second play of the game we fumbled, and then we had a really good drive, and we got down there and had another fumble, and really put our defense in bad spots with that. And so we just have to be better and clean that up. And I have to be better, obviously, on that 4th down, make a better decision there. Again, hurting ourselves, and so it's a total offensive thing we have to clean up.
Brandon, do you think you're going to be able to play next week?
We'll see how this heals and progresses.
Is it a hyperextension, or is it just you got hit and is more of a bruise, or what do you think it might be?
I think it's going to be more of a bone bruise than anything else, and so we'll just try to get the swelling down and get going on it.
That you guys were hoping to get the ball to AJ Green more. You did today. What was different today?
I think we were able to find him early in the game and, really get him going. And, he's definitely a mismatch for a lot of defenses. And, it's just been tough. Defense been doing good things, trying to take him away. And, we're trying to spread the ball out today. And they gave him some one-on-ones, and he made some unbelievable plays for us.
On the touchdown pass that you had to him, they had Smith in coverage, and then they dropped Jalen Smith, tried to get him underneath. But when you saw Smith kind of one-on-one with AJ on that backside of the formation, were you like, wow, I got to go here?
Yeah. The coverage really is a great play call for the coverage they had going, and it worked out perfectly.
2 more minutes with Brandon.
Brandon, if you take away the fumbles, do you feel like this was the best game the offense has had since you became the starting quarterback?
As far as moving the ball, getting first downs, I think we were pretty solid on 3rd down, keeping ourselves on the field. Obviously you take away those fumbles, it might be a different score for us. And, I thought we all game long did a really good job moving the ball, besides, the first couple drives in the second half. But, I thought we did, like I said, I did a great job. We were executing. O-line was playing great, giving me time to throw. And guys were making plays. And we had a good run game going. We really had some nice runs. And we were able to stay pretty balanced, I thought, on a lot of those drives, and that really helped us. So, I think you take away some of those fumbles, I thought we were sharp in a lot of areas, but obviously there's things that we need to clean up as well.
You went right back to T. T had a couple drops, and then on that 4th and 2, you went right back to him and had a huge play there.
Yeah, I have all the confidence in the world in T. One of the drops was on me. It was a poor pass to do it behind him, so that's not on him. That's on me. But I never lose confidence in T. I know he doesn't lose confidence in himself, and so you're going to have a drop. Everyone drops the ball occasionally. So I trust him no matter how he's playing. And I think he played well, and he made a big play there.
One last question for Brandon.
Brandon, what is it about coming out of the locker room at halftime, the last 5 games, and I know you aren't involved, obviously, in all the last 5, but the last 5 games being shut out in the 3rd quarter now, 36-0, I think it is. What is it about coming out of the locker room at halftime, do you think?
I'm not sure, really. I think, like today, I think it was us hurting ourselves. We had a penalty that backed us way up, and so just tough there. And obviously we had a good drive there late. We're about to go score. I made a very poor throw, and then I think we're still moving the ball. We're still doing good things, but we just got to put it all together. And I think our second half just needs to be our cleanest football, and it just hasn't been.
All right, Brandon, we'll let you go. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lapham, get us started.
Sam, I know your entire football career